I was a little worried that it wasn't going to hold together because we just pressed it and didn't allow it to get cold, but it's holding together really good. Hey y'all, welcome back to the farm. Today we're going to start out in the kitchen, and we've got a couple of projects that we want to do today.
Yeah, first we need to take care of the dairy cows. Our cow, milk cow Happy, is not currently in milk, but we still have work to do out there with her. So with her not being in milk,
What are we going to do about cheese and milk and things?
yeah.
Well, we came up with an idea.
All right.
Let's figure out how to make some farm cheese without the farm.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we got some regular store milk we're going to use today, and see if we can just make some cheese that anybody can make in their apartment, no matter what. You don't have to have a milk cow on your property in order to have farm cheese.
That's true. So we're just going to use a gallon of milk from the store. We're going to make the cheese curds. We're going to press the cheese using things that I assume you would have in your kitchen, just a colander basically, a piece of cheesecloth. We'll press the cheese, and then within an hour, we're going to fry it up.
Yes, there's a very good keto snack that we've fallen in love with, and it's fried cheese. And who doesn't love fried cheese? So let's go take care of Happy and Stella, give them some more hay, get their milking machine brought into the house, get that outside stuff taken care of, and then we'll come back in the house, make some cheese, and actually cook it and have a snack.
Cool.
All right.
Let's do it.
Time to get in the tractor. So we're going to go around and get a bale and put it on the back of the tractor, and then from there I'll get another one and put it on the front. I got to get something to balance the weight of the bale on the front, because I don't have a bush hog or anything on right now. We've just got a bale spike on the back of it, so we need a little bit of extra weight.
First thing that he's got to do is put some hay on the back end of the tractor, because we don't have the weight on there, so he can pick up a bale from the front.
All right, we got our bale on. Now we got to go around and get a bale to give to the cows.
Now I can swing it around and get some and take it back there to Happy and Stella. While he's driving the hay around, let's meet him around there with the mule, and I'll help with the fence and the getting the hay in. Hi, kitties. Hi, kitty.
Happy and Stella are hanging out. They're ready.
Oh, they're ready for some groceries. Are you guys empty? Oh my goodness, let's help you.
We love giving them fresh hay. They think it's really fun. We'll see how excited they are.
First things first, turn off the power. All right. Hi, pretty girl. Are you ready? Huh?
I gotta go cut the net wrap off of the bale. I'm gonna lift the bale over the fence and just set it down. Then I'll grab the hay ring and set it around the bale. Stella's not too sure yet. Happy's pretty sure.
Hi, pretty girl. What are you doing? Hi there. Hi. What's up, Miss Stella? Huh? Hi there.
We're gonna go now and take the bale forks off and put on the bucket so that we can clean out their area.
The next thing that we need to do is put the bucket on the tractor so that we can come around here and do some scooping. So now we can put those forks down and I'm gonna go over there and unhinge them. All right, they are unclipped. Too easy. Go ahead and marshal him in and help him get it hooked up. Okay, got it hooked up. Let's see if I can clamp it down. Sometimes my body weight won't do it. 1, yay! 2, yay! Off we go. Let's go pick up some fresh compost, we'll call it. One of the things that we absolutely love about farming is the fact that every day is something different. A different kind of chore needs to be done. A different set of animals need to be tended to, cared for. Yeah, if you get tired of dealing with chickens, don't worry. It's like Missouri weather. It's gonna change in a minute. The sheep are gonna need attention, or maybe the pigs need attention. Or if you get tired of pigs, then the cows need something. I'm gonna lay this fence down. It's not on, it's still off. Hopefully those dogs stay in. Get back, stay. All right. And the dogs are still in. Good girls. This is where they hang out for the winter time, and this is their shelter. So we put a bunch of straw in here and help them stay warm and give them a nice bed, but we got to come in here and clean up this stuff. I think we're going to leave the tractor right there with the bucket. This is our milking machine that we've been using for about a year. It's a Molasti. We really love it. Now's the time to take it inside and clean it up, because come April, we're putting it back to work.
That's right. It has a single detachable handle. that we normally keep off of it just because it gets in the way. So the hoses come out all the way. So we can take those off. And then this arm comes off also. Take it off.
Pulsator.
Pulsator off. It just rolls out of the way.
One, two, three. We got the milker all loaded up and ready to go back to the barn. Whenever you keep your animals in with hot wire, it's a real good idea to go ahead and plug that thing back in. So we got our chores finished outside with the cows, but one thing you probably noticed is we brought in the milking machine. So no more milk for a couple months.
It made me sort of miss going out and milking them.
I know, I do miss it. I think I get a lot of serotonin from petting and loving on and being with the cows, kind of like some people do with their pets.
Yeah, could be.
I have a good relationship with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, problem is we don't have milk anymore coming in from out there. So we still want to eat our farm cheese because we like it as far for our keto diet. It's a great snack.
Yeah.
And you too might want to learn how to make some too. So today we're going to make some with some store-bought milk and a few other ingredients. Super simple. We're going to put it together just as if we didn't have a cow.
Yeah, because right now
we
don't have any milk from her at least.
Yeah, okay. What do we got?
Okay, we have 1 gallon of milk, just whole milk. Went to the store and bought milk. We have plain salt, not iodized, and we have just a jug of white vinegar. Those are the ingredients that we're going to use to make the cheese. And then over here, we have a plate and a colander, some cheesecloth, and a couple of smaller plates that we're going to use to put it all together. And we're just going to use a gallon jug of water to weight it down to press some of the way out of the cheese.
This is just common stuff that comes right out of your kitchen. So, Mom, no excuses. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take our gallon of milk and toss it in a pot.
Where's the pot? Okay, time for the hard part. Whoa.
What do you want it on? Maybe let's do 6?
Yeah.
We're gonna use our just kitchen meat thermometer, and we've got this on medium-high heat, and we're gonna let this go, stirring constantly, pretty much, till it gets to about 205 degrees. And Rich is gonna explain throughout the different temperatures and what we're seeing as it's getting hot, just so that you can visual on how hot it is in the event that you don't have a thermometer at home. Sometimes when I'm standing here stirring milk, I'll be doing like 3 gallons for cheese, and it's a really good time to put my AirPods in and just listen to a podcast or a book or something, because it can take a minute when we're doing a bunch of gallons at one time. Or we set it on really low and just let it come up to temperature over a long period of time, and we don't have to worry as much about it scorching when we make really big batches of it.
As you're getting towards the 140 to maybe 145 range, you should start seeing a little bit of steam coming off the top of the milk. The more bubbles that you start seeing as the temperature keeps coming up. So you'll see that there's a few bubbles that are starting to form on top. That's really basically just from stirring. So we should be hitting about 150 now, 154. At about 150, you start to see these little bitty bubbles starting to form on top. It looks, not really, but almost like it's starting to foam. So hitting about 160, it's at 162 right now. The foam starts to stay on the top, like you can't quite stir it away. It now just looks like a foam layer on top of the milk. We're at 175, 176 now. The foam is starting to show some larger bubbles.
Now, we've been talking a lot about keto and different foods that we eat. What's the benefit of doing this? Any, in your just opinion, not sciencey stuff. Why do we do this?
We are able to bind all of the protein with this high heat cheese. So the whey that's left over is going to be a really low protein whey. So this binds all of the proteins together in the cheese, and it leaves behind some, at least, of the lactose. So we're reducing the amount of sugars or carbs that are in the milk. We should get most of all of the fat still, and almost all of the protein that was originally in the milk. The next temperature that we're really concerned with is the 205, 206, 203, somewhere in that range. And what I'll be looking for to know that it's getting to that temperature is the foam. It's because you're right below boiling. The foam will actually start rising up a little bit on the sides of the pot. We'll see if it works out. The foam is starting to get thicker on top now. We're at 197. The foam is definitely getting thicker. So 205 right there. And you'll see the foam starting to get really thick and starting to come up the sides of the pot. So there's 207.
Yeah, we're done.
There we go. So off of the heat it goes. I'm going to pour 2/3 of a cup of vinegar in. So you could have this waiting for you, obviously, when you get finished. And the amount doesn't have to be exact. We'll slowly add the 2/3 of a cup of vinegar while stirring, and then magic happens. So you'll see right there, the milk is starting to separate into curds and whey. We'll continue stirring slowly for the next 10 or so seconds, and it'll continue to separate. You're starting to see the whey looks almost a little yellow. It sometimes will get even a greenish tint to it. From there, we're going to let it sit for 10 minutes.
I'm wetting the cheesecloth before we put cheese in it because it will keep the cheese from sticking so bad in the cheesecloth. We put the cheesecloth into the strainer in a pot, and we're going to pour the cheese and pour out the whey. For me, a really important part is the salt. I like my cheese quite salty. The amount that I add is I sprinkle, stir, sprinkle, stir, sprinkle, stir.
3 sprinkle stirs.
3 sprinkle stirs. That was 1 sprinkle stir. 2. Okay, 1 more. Whenever you're doing cheese and like this, make sure to use plain salt rather than the iodized salt. That's what the cheese making people say. That's gonna be good. I like hot cheese. Okay. All right, y'all.
At this point, it's cheese curds, and obviously you saw Shelly. You can eat it right now if you'd like, and a lot of the times we stop right here and put it in a Tupperware type dish and put it in the refrigerator, and we use this as cheese that we put on our salads and even just in a bowl and eat cheese, warm it up. What I've done with the cheesecloth is I've gathered 3 of the corners into one hand, and now I'm going to go down near where the ball of cheese is, and I'm going to take that 4th corner and I'm going to start wrapping right down near the ball of cheese. And this is making what they call a Stilton knot. So we're going to wrap the cheese and then it basically starts pressing some of the liquid out of it. So we'll start wrapping it down near the ball, and then each time you pull that corner around, you go below where you were before. And so you can see that each time it's pulling the cheesecloth a little more tighter and a little more tighter. And with each one, there's more and more whey coming out. All right, so now we've got this little ball of cheese here, cheese curds.
He has all of that tied up really pretty, but I gotta be honest with y'all. I don't tie it like that. I spin it. I spin it real tight and go whoop, kind of like you're doing laundry. And then I squeeze it and I put the thing on there. So if you cannot figure out how to do that knot that he did, it's fine. Just twist it around real tight, okay?
Okay.
All right.
So we've taken the colander, put it down into a plate, and now I'm gonna set a smaller plate upside down in the colander. I'm gonna put the ball of curds on top of that smaller plate. Now I'm gonna set a plate down on top of that, and then a weight on top of it. And it can be a heavy skillet, it can be a gallon jug. This isn't gonna sit up, so I'm gonna lay it down. And we're just looking to press it so that it starts squeezing, or it continues to squeeze out more of the whey. So Shelly put a towel underneath it, that's keeping it from sliding around. And if you look down into the plate, you can see that it's starting to gather some whey as it's pressing out. Show them the whey in the pot that's left over. So the whey in the pot left over has got that yellow green hue to it. And because we heated the cheese so high, there's really not much protein at all left in that whey. So you can't do things like, I know with mozzarella you can make ricotta because there's so much protein left over after making some of the softer cheeses. With this one, there's really not. So there's not a whole lot you can do with this whey. We've used it in the past as a soup base. It has a really good flavor. You might not think so because of the vinegar in it, but it really doesn't taste like vinegar at all. So we've used it as a soup base, and that works really well. And the pigs love it. So that's typically what we do with it, is we pour it on top of our fermented pig feed and they just eat it up.
Yep.
We're going to let this press now for about 30 minutes on this side, and then we're going to flip it over and let it press for 30 minutes on the other side. Then it'll be ready to cut and
The
fry.
magic. Then the magic. Okay, what you got?
Well, the cheese has been pressing for about an hour. It's not exact. We let it go for about 30 minutes, and then I flipped it over and let it go for another about 30 minutes. I want to weigh it to show you how much it weighs, so we'll turn on the scale, zero it out.
What do you think it weighs?
I'm guessing somewhere around a pound.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
This is what it looks like now.
Okay.
1 pound, 8 ounces.
Cool.
So 1.5 pounds. And then it gave off
Quite a bit more.
maybe a 1/4 cup of whey.
Okay. So let's untie his fancy knot. Now, when we do this, when we have a cow and milk, we will sometimes do a big block. I can't even undo this. Killing me. Anyway, we'll do a big block. We'll do 2.5 gallons of cheese sometimes.
2.5 gallons of milk, yeah.
I'm sorry, 2.5 gallons of milk.
Okay.
And we'll get a 2 pound plus block
easy.
of cheese. So you can always go bigger. We wanted to do this small just to see what would happen with just a gallon of milk. But if
So
you,
this is what it looks like. That's where the knot was sitting.
oh yeah.
So but it came together. You can see the curds did come together into a block of cheese.
We're gonna go ahead and slice some up and fry it now. Most of the time I just put this straight into the refrigerator until we're ready for it. And then maybe even to the freezer if we're not gonna eat it anytime soon. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this, I'm gonna cut it in half. So you can see how it looks on the inside here. I'm gonna slice this kind of like it's some meat that I'm gonna kind of fry up. We'll do 4 pieces for a snack.
What, about a 1/4 inch thick? Yep.
Yep, that's how I like it, about a 1/4 inch thick. So, almost like little slices of meat. And then I kind of treat it the same way. A little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. If you'd like, you can always put just some seasonings, like meat seasonings on there. I have put some of our favorite all-purpose seasonings on there as well.
We've also done things like season it with curry or Mexican spices.
Oh yeah.
Just make it taste however you want it to taste.
Mm-hmm. A little salt and pepper to both sides, just like it's a piece of meat. Today I'm going to use avocado oil to fry it in. Avocado oil has a pretty high smoke point. Let's go with 2 tablespoons. We're gonna put it onto a medium-high heat because we want a nice sear on it, but don't want it to take forever. Okay, let's add our cheese. You can hear it sizzling. That's what we want. Since I cook fast, but we don't want to cook too fast, I'm gonna back the heat off to a medium. Maybe just a little lower than medium. Everybody's stove is different, so do it to where it works on yours. Okay. Oh yeah, babe. Beautiful. I was a little worried that it wasn't gonna hold together because we just pressed it and didn't allow it to get cold, but it's holding together really good. Have a little peek underneath here. See if we're good to go. I think we are. Oh, come on. Well, it's all slippery. Yep, we're done. Okay, let's plate it. Awesome. Cheese project is complete. Now we're gonna try it. But before we try it, I just wanna remind you guys, if you're enjoying this, to subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with your friends and family if you're enjoying these videos.
Yeah, and come hang out with us on Monday on the podcast, Monday Dust or Mud. I believe it's episode 37.
Wow.
We're gonna go through our blood work. We just got blood work done, 5 years on keto, and we're gonna sit down and talk through our numbers.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, well.
What has it done to us?
Right?
Okay, let's give this a try.
Okay.
So, whole milk from the grocery store, cooked, squeezed, fried
Here we go.
snack. How would you compare it to raw milk? Cheese. Actually, by the time we heat it, it's not raw anymore. It's pasteurized.
I don't know. It tastes
It tastes the same to me. Yeah, it tastes really good. But it fried up really nicely. This cheese doesn't melt because of the high cook point, and it makes a really great keto snack.
Sure does.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us on the farm, and until next time, bye y'all.
Bye, y'all.